You ever make a deal with someone you absolutely hate? Not dislike, not disagree with, hate, the kind of hate where you rather chew glass than shake their hand. Now imagine doing that deal anyway because you both know if you don't, someone else wins, someone you hate even more. That's exactly what happened in Rome. And when those handshakes were done, when those three men walked out of that secret meeting, the Republic had about 10 years left to breathe. Nobody saw it coming, not the Senate sitting in their marble halls, not the people cheering in the streets for their favorite politicians, not even the three men who just made the deal. But history saw it perfectly. This is the story of how three enemies became partners, how ambition, wealth, and military genius formed the most powerful and most toxic alliance Rome ever saw, and how it all started falling apart the moment it came together. Let me set the scene for you. Rome 60 BC, the city is buzzing, elections are coming, powers shifting, and everyone's watching one man, Julius Caesar. He's 40 now. He just came back from Spain where he crushed some rebellions, seized enough treasure to finally pay off a chunk of his debts, and reminded Rome that he's not just a politician. He's a soldier, a conqueror. Caesar's expecting a hero, welcome, a triumph. You know what a triumph is? It's the ultimate flex in Rome, a massive parade where you ride through the streets in a golden chariot, prisoners chained behind you, crowds screaming your name, the whole city celebrating you. Caesar earned it, he wants it. But the Senate, they see him coming and they panic. Because they've been watching Caesar for years, watching him charm the poor, throw games they can't afford, restore monuments to Marius the people's hero the Senate tried to erase. They've watched him climb higher and higher using populist tactics they despise. And now he wants to be consul, the highest office in Rome. The Senate knows if Caesar becomes consul, he's unstoppable. So they set a trap. Here's the rule: if you want to run for consul, you have to register in person inside the city walls. But if you enter the city before your triumph, you lose the triumph. You can't have both. It's brilliant, cruel, petty. They're making Caesar choose vanity or power, glory or ambition, one day of worship or a year of control. Most generals would take the triumph. It's once in a lifetime. It's immortality, your name carved into history while Romans chant it in the streets. Caesar doesn't even blink. He gives up the triumph, walks through those city gates, registers for consul. Because here's what Caesar understands that the Senate doesn't: parades fade, statues crumble, but power you can build on. And Caesar's about to build something Rome never seen before. But there is a problem. The Senate's going to rig this election. They'll bribe voters, buy votes, do whatever it takes to keep Caesar out. He knows it. They know he knows it. Caesar needs backup, big backup. So he goes hunting for the two most powerful men in Rome, who also happen to have massive Senate problems. First man, Pompey the Great. Pompey's a living legend, Rome's greatest general. He's destroyed pirates across the Mediterranean, conquered the East, brought back so much gold and treasure that Rome's literally richer because of him. He's got the glory Caesar just gave up, the military triumphs, the hero status. But Pompey's got a problem the Senate created on purpose. His soldiers, veterans who bled for Rome, who fought in his campaigns, who made him great, need land. Pompey promised them land. They deserve land, but the Senate's blocking it out of pure spite. Why? Because they're terrified of Pompey's power. They don't want him building a base of loyal veterans who owe him everything. So Pompey's stuck, humiliated, fuming. His men are broke and angry, and he can't deliver what he promised. He needs someone who can fix this, someone the people actually listen to. Second man, Marcus Licinius Crassus. The richest human being in Rome, maybe the richest human being who's ever lived, made his fortune buying properties from people Sulla murdered, then flipping them. Blood money turned into an empire. Crassus owns half the city, controls trade, bankrolls politicians. He's been funding Caesar for years watching his investment grow. But Crassus has a problem too. Nobody respects him. Sure, they fear him, they owe him, but respect, that's reserved for generals, conquerors, men like Pompey who win glory on the battlefield. Crassus is just the banker, the landlord, the guy who profits off other people's wars. He wants a legacy, military commands, triumphs, something that proves he's more than just a guy with deep pockets. And here's the kicker, Crassus and Pompey hate each other. They're rivals, enemies. Every time they're in the same room, the temperature drops. Crassus resents Pompey's fame. Pompey resents Crassus's wealth. They've spent years trying to outmaneuver each other. Oil and water, fire and ice. Caesar looks at these two men and sees opportunity. He arranges a meeting, secret, private, just the three of them. And Caesar makes them an offer that changes everything. Listen, you both need something the Senate won't give you. Pompey, you need land for your veterans. Crassus, you need a military command that'll earn you respect. And me, I need to be consul without the Senate destroying me the second my term ends. He pauses, lets it sink in. So here's the deal. We work together, pool our resources. I get elected consul, and I'll push through legislation that gets you both what you want. Pompey's veterans get their land, Crassus gets his command, and we all share the power the Senate's been hoarding. It's genius, simple, completely illegal. Because what Caesar's proposing isn't some loose political friendship. It's a shadow government, 3 men running Rome from behind the curtain, bypassing the Senate entirely. Historians will call it the First Triumvirate. But in that room, it's just 3 ambitious men who realize they're more dangerous together than apart. Pompey and Crassus look at each other, years of hatred simmering between them. Then they look at Caesar, and they shake hands. The Republic just died, it just doesn't know it yet. 59 BC, Caesar's elected consul. And the second he takes office, he goes to war not with swords, but with laws. Land reform, redistribution of public lands to Pompey's veterans, popular legislation that makes the masses love him and the aristocrats want him dead. His co-consul, a guy named Bibulus, a Senate loyalist, tries to block everything, uses every parliamentary trick in the book, declares bad omens to stop votes, throws religious technicalities around like weapons. Caesar just ignores him. When Bibulus tries to physically stop a vote in the forum, Caesar's supporters surround him. Rough him up, someone dumps a basket of manure on his head. Bibulus runs home, locks his door, doesn't come out for the rest of the year. People start joking that Rome doesn't have 2 consuls anymore, just the consulship of Julius and Caesar. But Caesar's thinking ahead, because when his year as consul ends, he's vulnerable. The Senate's already drafting charges, corruption, abuse of power, illegal legislation. The second Caesar's a private citizen again, they'll drag him to court and destroy him. So Caesar pulls off something unprecedented. He gets himself appointed governor of not 1, but 2 provinces, Cisalpine Gaul and Transalpine Gaul, northern Italy and what's now France. And not for 1 year, for 5. 5 years, 2 provinces, complete military command. Why does this matter? Because Roman governors with armies can't be prosecuted. As long as Caesar controls legions, he's untouchable. The Senate just handed him immunity. But here's the thing, they think they've exiled him, sent him to the frontier to babysit barbarians and fade into irrelevance. They have no idea what they've done. Because Caesar's not going to Gaul to govern. He's going to conquer, to build the most loyal, battle-hardened army Rome's ever seen, to write his name in blood and glory across a continent. But before he leaves, Caesar makes one final political move. He marries his daughter Julia to Pompey. Julia's young, beautiful, smart. Pompey's in his late 40s. It's transactional, a political chain binding Pompey to Caesar through family. Except something unexpected happens. Pompey falls in love with her. Actually, genuinely falls in love. Julia's kind, sharp, funny, everything Pompey didn't know he needed. And she loves him back. This arranged marriage becomes the glue holding the triumvirate together. Because without Julia, it's just three men with clashing egos and competing ambitions. With her, it's family. Caesar leaves for Gaul in 58 BC with 4 legions. The Senate thinks they've won. But in a few years, Caesar will have conquered all of Gaul, crossed into Germany, invaded Britain, crushed the greatest rebellion Gaul's ever seen, and built an army so loyal they'd follow him into hell. And when he looks back at Rome, he'll see cracks forming. Crassus, jealous of Caesar's glory, will demand his own military command. He'll march into Parthia chasing a legacy. He'll never come back. Then Julia will die in childbirth. And the bond holding Caesar and Pompey together will shatter. The triumvirate's about to collapse, and when it does, Rome's going to bleed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next part.